So yesterday we discussed Android and mobile development environment and introduction and basic features and all we discussed. So today first we will concentrate on Android versions, and that there are various versions are there. Each and every version we'll discuss in detail. So then how it will come, we'll see this. So here there are different versions of Android, but before entering into this version of Android and where it started, we'll see this. So this Android is introduced in almost in 2007. So but actual this thing has started in research R&D started on 2003 onwards. So in 2003, so Android R&D has started this. So in this, what happens here, basically who started this R&D is a Java developer. So just he observed that day there are various kinds of applications are there. Those how this is working fine. Like he observed some. Actually, this is not initially it not started for the mobiles. Just he started see this calculators and all. So then what happens to calculators and all? He observed this normal calculator and the scientific calculator and some other equipments like this. So why that is we are spending that much of amount to those equipments? Just he started some R&D on this. Then he developed one application so that can be initially installed in some of the devices. Then you see that there are the various kinds of this is there like features. So then he struggled for this for almost takes 3 years, and after 3 years he came one solution. So then that solution can be he has added one application for this one mobile. Finally he developed one application that can be installed in a mobile. So then you see that that mobile application he can install, but it's a in those days 2003 days 3 and 4 days, it's a common like basic phones are already all basic phones are there, but he developed the same application that can be installed in a basic mobile phone. Then that is not satisfied that. So why? Because there is no major difference between the existing applications and what he developed this application. Then what he did is he created one architecture so that why we can't create this as an operating system. Then he thought that he prepared one document and mobile also development environment. So he both ways he started R&D and he got some solution, but to implement this solution he need a huge funds to implement that solution. So what is as of now from 2003 to 2007 he spent a lot of amount. So then he struck with this, and because completely spending on this only, so he struck with the funds. Then he approached many companies. Then finally Google accepted this. So Google accepted this means Google acquired Android in 2007. From there various versions are released in a market. So like this there are various names. Initially the Android names are starting with the alphabets A, B, C like that. So A and B versions are the very basic, which is not up to the mark. After that it's from C onwards it should be better shape. That is first one is here Cupcake. then donut, so then eclair, then froyo, then gingerbread, after that honeycomb, ice cream sandwich, then jelly beans, next is the Kitkat, Lollipop, marshmallow, next is the nugget. So these all are the various versions are there in the market. So the next released O version, that name has not yet fully confirmed, but the next is the O version that we'll see here. So first we will see here version wise features. So each version there are the various kinds of features are there. So those we can see in detail here. See, for that there are many features that I'll show you directly in my website. So there itself you can refer those features. So version wise features. So here just I said this cupcake. So this cupcake is the version which is released in 2009. April 2009 it is released. So what are the features of in this is, so this is the version on screen. So this is in this version, it's on screen soft keyboard introduced in this. Means like previously we are using all physical keyboards, like keypad is there, that keypad one we are using. But in this version, this is the inbuilt keyboard. Like right now what we are using on screen keyboard that is using, and auto rotation of phones, like horizontal to vertical, vertical to horizontal, that auto rotation feature has introduced in this. And so because of this feature, it has to support both landscape and portrait modes. It can support. And the next is the dictionary feature. Like while we are typing messages in messages from messages, charting, wherever it is applicable where we are typing, those keyboard feature has introduced in this. And copy paste option feature also introduced in a browser, web browser. But right now by seeing these features we can think that all these features are there in mobiles, because those all are now upgraded versions we have. But in those days there is no features of this. So right now these all are the features are introduced in this, like copy paste only in a browser, and introduced the screen widgets like analog calendar, music player, like, and this on the screen, those all are introduced in these features. Those all are introduced in features in this. Next is the donut. Next is the just a minute. So next is the here donut. So the donut version is also released in the same 2000 next year in 2009 itself. So in this, the various features are here. That means after 6 months of this version, it has released. So in this, introduced like quick search, like searching option has introduced, and it can support for the virtual networks like Wi-Fi, hotspot, etc. This can be supported. User can as the settings in a control that we can have in a control, that is network settings and all. We have this right now. What we have the features like hotspot and Wi-Fi connectivity, Bluetooth connectivity, such features as introduced here. And voice search like right now we are using the Google Voice. So that voice search and search box has added in this, like in a Google. So the next is the battery usage indicator introduced, which platform battery is how much consuming. Right now we can see this somewhere in the settings. We can see that the battery usage, how much battery has consumed for which application. So that is introduced in this version, donut version itself. And faster OS boots time means when we are restarting this previous version as very slow. In this version, we can able to see the fast when we are restarting the phone and all, it is responding fast. And Google Play Store updates like categories and all has introduced, means Google Play Store also started at the same time. So on that, these all of the versions are introduced in this, like new apps, new categories like these games, apps and all has introduced in this. And gesture effects and volume controls. Gesture is nothing but it's a sensor based. Like when we are moving our phone like horizontal, vertical, then automatically some of the actions will perform that. So those we call as a gesture effects, means it's a moving sensors. So that moving sensors also introduced in this donut version. And the next version is here is Eclair. So in this Eclair, it is immediately released in the next 1 month. Why? Because in this some of the features are major defects are identified in this. So because of that, immediately this has released in this market. So that is the Bluetooth, introduced in the Bluetooth, and it's a speed improved and virtual keyboard, because just now we seen in the first version virtual keyboard. Because of the virtual keyboard, the keyboard is not improving, that means it's not giving the good performance, it is little bit slow. Then it is introduced immediately on this virtual keyboard issue as fixed, and with the dictionary option. And then introduced adding events in a calendar. Like now we are adding the calendar events, like I have 12 o'clock meeting, 11 o'clock meeting, like that reminders we can add in this. And the next is, this is the completely we can build the dynamic applications. As of now, it's a only static applications. Yesterday we seen already what is static and what is dynamic. So that we released in this version. So that's dynamic applications we can build here. And it can support for the zoom option too in browser, like zoom in, zoom out option is available in version. And in this there is a drawback. It cannot support for the flash media, like animations, Adobe Reader, those kind of Adobe Flash, it cannot support this. So that is a drawback in this. And the next version after 1 year, it is released in the 2010 May. In this, it can support the Adobe Flash, means whatever the here defect has it, that immediately here it is resolved. And it's a multi-touch event gestures and are introduced. It's a multi-touch. Previously gesture effects are there, but it's a basic. Now here it is updated with a multi-touch. And from this version onwards, we can have this day and night set mode, like mobile, based on the day and night mode, automatically brightness increases, brightness reduces, so that what happens, it can save the battery consumption. So that feature has introduced in this. And the next here is the device policy manager feature, updated like password security and all. So here it is introduced, like securities, where you can set the PIN, password, that feature has introduced in here. And next is the data backup application is also introduced, where we can check the data backup for the applications. That feature also introduced in this. And the next is the crash reporting to developer from the Play Store. See, this is the main advantage for the developers, because if I already updated one app in a Play Store, people are downloading, but unexpected some of the exceptions and all, it may be crashed, means it may be break application in my device. Actually, I don't know normally if because someone has uploaded, if it's a break in my device, I don't have any communication with that person, so I don't know that. But immediately here Google Play Store will give the mail alerts to developer, so and so version, so and so mobile, it has crashed because of the so and so issue, so that it can help to fix the bug and we can re-upload the application in the store. The next is the hotspot as introduced. So like hotspot as introduced here, how this can be like you can share your internet to other people. So the next is the application launcher with the browser. Like nowadays we are seeing that a lot of themes and a lot of browsers. When we buy Samsung phone, there are the different theme. If I buy Redmi, it's a different theme. Like those kind of features here introduced in this. And in this, it cannot support internet calling, right? Like right now, what we are calling like Facebook, WhatsApp, those kind of callings are, it cannot support in this. And after that, in the same 2010 year, December, next version I released, that is a Gingerbread. So in this version, it can support the internet calling. So your internet calling issue has resolved and the user interface has updated, because users will think that they need proper UI, so that UI issues are fixed, and application efficiency and speed also increased here. And one touch selection of copy paste option has introduced here. Like simply we can copy and paste that that is introduced here, and supports the third party keyboards as well. Like we can right now we are installing the other third party keyboards, like that feature has introduced from this version. And here 3D motion sensors also updated. 3D effects, 3D images, sensors, that also here supported in this. And data encoding and decoding are introduced here. This data encoding and decoding also very important here, because when we are sending a password, when we are as a user sign up and password and other security data, normally we can send by the encryption format, and then we can come that we need to decrypt that. So the data is introduced here. So now next is the not support all multi-core processors. So here they got again very huge issue. It is not supporting with the multi-core processors. Why? Because when initially Android has introduced, so here the basic thing is eventually that is introduced in a very basic, only one company has tied up with these people. So what happens then? Only that particular company hardware they tested as of now, but someone other people has trying to come into this environment, they got this issue. So it is not supporting with the multi-core processor. So then what happened then? Here again R&D has started. Then they started this honeycomb version. Then in next version, so immediately that issue has resolved. Now anyone can, means any other hardware also it can support, but that time this Android people are only giving that if you want Android application, you should come with the minimum specification of this like hardware specification. So with that specification, if you should run, then definitely this Android will support on your phones. Like that they are announced that can be supported by 2011, and it is suitable for the tablets as well as the high resolution interface. Like previously up to that it is supported only for the mobiles, but now it can be supported for the tablets also, means high resolution devices also it can support. And also action bar has introduced. Action bar is nothing but here our phones, there are the top signal, battery indicator, so that has introduced here this in this version. And live streaming. Live streaming is nothing but like video calling and all we see in the somewhere issue that has resolved in this version. And next is the ice cream sandwich. So this ice cream sandwich is released in the same year 2011. So in this just there are no major features, but it can be all related to the UI. So because now the product basic Android means whatever the thing Android related products, it can be ready. Now it should be user interface. So here because of that, see virtual button has introduced in a UI, and home favorite folder groupings. Means we can have multiple applications in a single icon like that. and UI sizes widgets, and it can be browser support for the notifications and the tasks, and a screenshot, and other apps data sharing, like data sharing with the different apps. So these all are the user attraction features. So from here, after honeycomb, the next 2 or 3 versions, only UI updates and user friendliness, they are created the user friendliness of these versions. Next is the jelly beans. So this is after 1 year, and again in 2012. Then here also just autocomplete option for a dial pad, like when I am typing the number in even now also we can type number 920, like that it shows that which already you have dialed, or if it is in your contacts, automatically it should shows there. So that kind of option here, and a smoother interface is updated, and from here it's a supported multi-language. So, and a location accuracy, like right now we are in the Google Maps, it shows the proper location. So that is introduced here in 2012 itself. Next is the Kitkat. So here Kitkat is in 2013, after 1 year again this. So in this, battery management option has introduced, where we can manage the battery, like power off mode, on off mode, multi-brand, like various options are there. Those we can manage here, like battery management, we can do this. And okay Google, like that is a voice comments are improved because it's already introduced in an older version, that has improved. And a cloud storage option has introduced, where we can store the data in cloud, that has introduced. And cloud printer is like Wi-Fi printer, that can be connect with here, this version onwards. And then next year is this multitasking introduced, like response faster, where we can do the multitaskings is more accurate, and other that can be seen in a browser, web listing, music, where we can perform the multitasking in various actions. So that is introduced here in this. Next is the Lollipop. So this version is released in 2014, after again 1 year. So this feature has completely here, major update has happened here. As of now, this is supported with the 32-bit architecture, but now it is supported as 64-bit. Completely the architecture has changed. So in this version, there is no major changes. Why this architecture has changed means, with the 32-bit architecture, it is supporting mobiles as well as the tablets. But this, they want to implement this for the cars, TVs, watches, etc. means very high resolution and very small resolution, because watch, it's a very small resolution, TV, it's a very huge resolution. So that has introduced, if they want to go with that, it should be changed as the architecture should change as the 64-bit. So now Lollipop version is a 64-bit. From here, it's a 64-bit based architecture. So, and in this, the more security, because the architecture has changed, automatically security is updated here, and you can create your own roles and quick customizations. So why this customization, quick customization? Because every manufacturer has their own, they want to customize their own applications like that. So because of that, so they has introduced in the quick this feature, easily can customize this. Next is the in 2015, again after 1 year, Marshmallow has introduced. So in this Marshmallow, so mainly they concentrated on the design and virtual changes, and Google now, like Google search option has introduced, and OK Google in the home page, that widget has introduced. And the next is the file explorer for moving the files to location, other, like where we can see now how many video, what is the video file size, what is the audio file size in your phone, what is the content size, where we can see those. So that is introduced in this. And the battery indicator status bar, automatically there itself it is showing the battery indicator, like percentage, 20%, 30%, 40%, like that it will show there. And the next is the security level permissions. So a lot of securities are introduced in this here. And the next is the Nago. So this is in 2016. So here battery optimization has introduced. Means already this is there in the previous version. So it is improved. This version has improved in this. And the next is the better notification control. So where we can see the notifications like shopping cart, WhatsApp, whatever notifications it is coming, easily we can see that. So here previously the notification is different. Right now it is a notification is a Firebase. So through Firebase that action has introduced here. Integration of this for developers also to integrate the Firebase is very easy compared to the previous versions. And the next is the data saver mode. So this data saver mode we can create this data saver mode in a same easily background process. We can create this so that it can be saved data. Means when we are in a stable for the continuous sometime, the data could not be accessed by the other applications which are running in the background. So that feature has introduced in this. And next is the arrange quick setting menu. So in this quick setting menu, like means when we some phones we scroll up from the top, from phones we scroll from the bottom. So where we can have the setting menu. That setting menu has introduced here this. And enable power notifications like power updates like say 20% battery is there, 40% battery is there, like that it will give automatically when it is notifying you. Just when you are in a low battery, like that it is this. And copy paste in a GP screen, like we can select where we can, like you can select like this. Previously either you can select complete and like that. Right now we can select where you want, like I want only these screens, like that you can select and you can paste wherever you want that. And in the next is the change display sizes. So in the same image, same resolution of phones, we can, like in our laptops we have this 720, 900, like various resolutions we can set. Now like that in mobile also we can set the different resolutions. And you can create the app shortcuts in your mobile screen, like app shortcuts in a home page. And pin to share the menu. So where you can share the apps and controls. You can share the apps to others by using social media and all. You can share this. And Explorer, File Explorer, as just we seen this previous version, it is introduced. So now that is here Explore, that is has a Explore, means it has added more size, space, and etc. has introduced in this. And mono audio playback, means it's even with single jack Bluetooth also it can support the proper music that is without disturbance, that is introduced in this. And next is the emergency info. So this is the emergency app, like where we can see this like if I have any emergency where we can store some numbers, so immediately with some voice command or something, automatically that message will goes to those people along with the GPS, battery indicator and everything. It goes to those people so that where they can track you and they can come your location, like location sharing this. And we use shortcuts with the physical keyboard. So like in tabs and all, so we, for tabs and all we can connect with the keyboards. So when you connect the physical keyboards, like in our laptop, copy paste, select all, like that, where we are using the features, now those automatically we can select it, automatically we can do that. Means the shortcut keys we can use that. So that the feature is introduced. Next is the bonus feature, like it's a night mode. So where we can set the night mode and day mode, that we can check here this. So easily we can set the night mode, it's auto adjusted this. So these all are the features up to 7.0, but from 8.0 onwards, each version has more features, like more than 20 features, more than 15 features as there each version onwards, like from Oreo onwards. So those features we'll see in the next class tomorrow. Okay, any questions up to here?
No question.
Okay. So then I'll share you this. Just you can read this. So tomorrow we'll see this next features, and after that we'll start with the installation of Android and get started. Okay. Then.